First Wayne Street has been uniquely planted right in the middle of an expanding mission field. Downtown Fort Wayne is experiencing growth and revitalization. It seems like every week a new development that includes business, retail, and housing is breaking ground. Not only are more people moving downtown, people are in the heart of the city for work and social interactions every day of the week. That means we are surrounded by opportunities to share the love and grace of Jesus with those who live, work, and play downtown. In order to position ourselves to better reach this growing mission field, God is inviting First Wayne Street to make 4 key shifts. We've already talked about adding an urban missionary as a shared position between First Wayne Street and Alive Community Outreach. We've talked about adding a modern worship service. In this video, I'm going to talk about the shift to become more missionally engaged. When I think about the growing mission field in downtown Fort Wayne, I find myself thinking of Jesus' teaching in Matthew chapter 9, verse 35 through 38. It says, Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues and proclaiming the good news of the kingdom and curing every disease and every sickness. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion for them because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, ask the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. There are a few things in this that I think should inspire us to be more missionally, evangelistically, and hospitably engaged in the greater Fort Wayne area, especially focusing on down. And the first one is that Jesus offered healing to those around him. And First Wayne Street has an opportunity by sharing the love and grace of Jesus to offer the healing that only God can provide to those around us. It also says when Jesus saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were like sheep without a shepherd. We should have compassion on those that we encounter every single day. And then finally, this idea of the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Now here's the good news. Jesus has already answered the prayer that the Lord would send harvest workers into the harvest field. And that answer is you and me. We are the laborers for the harvest. That means we have to take seriously our call as individuals and the church to be missionally engaged in our community. Younger generations, and let's be honest, many in older generations want to know that what they are participating in and contributing to matters. They want to get their hands dirty. Partnering with organizations around town like the Neighbor Link and the YMCA, we can be able to provide monthly service opportunities in the greater downtown Fort Wayne. Our outreach team is already working on ways to find hands-on partnerships with our monthly mission-focused organizations. Maybe it will be serving a meal at the rescue mission, preparing a meal and offering hospitality for Alive Community Outreach support groups. Maybe it will be providing a meal or leading a Bible study or playing games with the residents at the Redemption House. Wow, that really has a lot to do with food. Anyway, we have been talking with other area churches about partnering together to serve our community. This collective missional witness will have a big impact on the spiritual growth and evangelistic outreach of those congregations involved. The urban missionary will play a vital role in identifying opportunities in this area. Now, I'm convinced that true missional outreach does not simply end after we've accomplished a task. Missional outreach requires us to become increasingly evangelistic and radically hospitable, inviting our family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, classmates, people we meet while serving in the community, and even some complete strangers to join us on this journey is vitally important. Churches rarely grow if those who attend never invite anyone. But it has to go beyond an invitation. When people arrive, they have to be met with radical hospitality, and this goes beyond the friendly wave or warm hello. While it includes that, and it includes things like coffee and donuts, it goes far beyond that. When people visit First Wayne Street, are they experiencing a warm, welcoming, inviting community where they feel appreciated, wanted, and included. Listen, this church is full of amazing, wonderful, welcoming, incredible, friendly people. And I know that most of us would describe First Wayne Street as a warm and friendly church. But listen, every single church, even the ones that are just full of grumpy gusses like myself, refer to themselves as a warm and friendly church. I had a friend visit a former congregation many, many years ago that proudly proclaimed that they were a friendly and welcoming church. My friend arrived about 10 minutes before the service. He walked into the fellowship hall and grabbed a cup of coffee without anyone saying a word to him. He made his way to the sanctuary, and the first word that was spoken to him was, "Excuse me, sir, you can't take that coffee in there." That was the totality of the exchange. He made his way into the sanctuary and found a suitable seat. As the service was about to begin, he noticed a woman hovering next to his pew. He looked up and received the look. He said, "Hi, how are you doing?" She responded, "I'm fine. I guess I'll have to find another place to sit." And he said, "I would be more than happy to move so you can sit in your normal seat." He was a little, sarcastic and also said, "I didn't realize the seats were assigned here." And she said with a rather pointed tone, "No, I'll just deal with it." In my classes, we always heard stories about the "you're in my pew" or "you're in my seat" interaction, but no one actually thought that was true. Never would that happen in a church. However, it actually happened in a church I was serving. And we had just completed a series on becoming a welcoming and radically hospitable church. I guess the message didn't stick. I recently had someone say, based on their observations, that the Methodist churches in Fort Wayne are cold. Not just our church, but across the board, all the Methodist churches that they had visited, which were many, are cold. And that has nothing to do with the thermostat and more to do with the reception that this individual received when entering the doors of our churches across the city. We have to remember that hospitality goes beyond the greeters. It goes beyond the Welcome Center volunteers. It goes beyond the staff and Sunday school teachers. It includes the way others are invited and included into other life-giving ministries of the church. If someone visits our church, are they invited to their next step, to gather by someone other than a paid staff member? Are they invited to a Sunday school class? Are they invited out to lunch or coffee by someone who isn't paid to do that? One of the reasons to change the bulletin is that it will require our groups to take the initiative to invite other people to participate. We have people who visit and say, "No one talked to me besides the director of congregational life, the youth leader, the pastor." We all have to take ownership of the missional, evangelistic, and hospitable witness of the church. So we will be working to become more engaged beyond our walls. We will be working to become more invitational within our circles of family and friends. And we will be working to become even more hospitable than we already are, which I think we do a pretty good job, but there's always room for improvement. But we will be working on how we become even more hospitable when we gather. As we focus on being missionally engaged, evangelistic, and invitational, and radically hospitable, we will find ourselves reaching those we aren't currently reaching, welcoming, including, and retaining those who we haven't been reaching currently, so that they might become disciples of Jesus Christ, who make disciples of Jesus Christ. God has great things in store for us at First Wayne Street, and we'll receive the fourth key shift in our next video next week. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and have an awesome day.